You believe your prayers go unanswered and your desires fall on deaf ears. The truth is, the universe has been replying to you all along, but you have not been taught its language. Every thought you think and feeling you hold is a message sent into the cosmos. The life you currently experience is the universe's direct and perfect reply. The problem is not a lack of response, but a lack of understanding. This guide is your personal translator. It will teach you how to speak the universal language of vibration, how to ask for what you desire with clarity and power, and most importantly, how to finally recognize and receive the magnificent reply that has always been waiting for you. The Responsive Universe, a practical guide to getting a reply, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. Understanding the Language of the Universe. Before you can have a meaningful conversation with anyone, whether a close friend or a new acquaintance from a foreign land, you must first have a shared understanding of the language you are speaking. If you are speaking one language and they are speaking another, your words, no matter how heartfelt or eloquent, will be met with a blank stare. You will feel unheard, unseen, and disconnected. The universe is no different. It is a vast, conscious, and infinitely intelligent presence, and it is engaged in a constant, dynamic conversation with every part of itself, including you. The reason so many of us feel disconnected from this cosmic intelligence, the reason our prayers seem to go unanswered and our desires seem to fall on deaf ears, is not because the universe is silent or uncaring. It is because we are trying to speak to it in a language it does not prioritize, the language of words, while remaining deaf to the language it speaks fluently, the language of energy and vibration. We have been taught to believe that life is a series of random, chaotic events, a cosmic accident, because we have not been taught the fundamental grammar and vocabulary of reality itself. This misunderstanding leads to a profound sense of powerlessness, a feeling that we are small, isolated beings at the mercy of forces we cannot comprehend or influence. The transformative and liberating solution is to become a fluent speaker of the universal language. It is to shift your primary mode of communication from the limited realm of words and thoughts to the infinite and powerful realm of energy, frequency, and vibration. You must come to understand that your dominant emotional state, the feeling you carry in your body throughout the day, is not just a random mood. It is the most powerful and coherent message you are constantly sending out to the universe. Your feelings are your true prayers. Your vibration is your authentic voice. When you learn to consciously manage and direct your own energy, you move from being a confused tourist trying to be understood in a foreign land to a fluent native speaker, capable of engaging in a clear, powerful, and creative conversation with the cosmos. This is not a complex or mystical skill reserved for a select few. It is your innate ability. It is about remembering the language your soul has always known, the mother tongue of all creation. The foundational principle of this language is the law of resonance, which is often described as like attracts like. This is not a New Age concept. It is a fundamental principle of physics. Everything in the universe, from the chair you are sitting on to the thoughts in your head, is in a constant state of vibration, emitting a unique energetic frequency. The law of resonance states that a frequency can only attract things that are vibrating at a similar or harmonious frequency. Think of tuning forks. If you strike a tuning fork tuned to the note of C, another C-tuned tuning fork across the room will begin to vibrate and hum in sympathy without anyone touching it. However, a tuning fork tuned to the note of G will remain completely silent and unaffected. The same is true for you. You are a human tuning fork. When you are consistently vibrating at the frequency of a particular emotion, you will automatically and effortlessly attract people, circumstances, and experiences that resonate with that same frequency. If your dominant vibration is one of anxiety and fear about money, you are a tuning fork for the note of lack, and you will find that you attract more bills, unexpected expenses, and reasons to feel anxious. If your dominant vibration is one of joy and appreciation, you are a tuning fork for the note of abundance, and you will find that opportunities, helpful people, and unexpected blessings will begin to resonate with you and appear in your life. To become a fluent speaker, you must first become aware of the words you are currently speaking. This means you must start paying attention to your own vibrational output. For most of your life, you have likely treated your emotions as random, reactive moods that just happen to you. From now on, you will begin to see them as the active, powerful messages that you are consciously or unconsciously sending to the universe. The practice for this is a simple but profound emotional check-in. Several times throughout your day, you will pause for just 30 seconds and ask yourself a simple question. What am I feeling right now? As you ask this, bring your awareness into your body. Is there a tightness in your chest? A feeling of lightness? A knot in your stomach? Simply notice the feeling without judgment. You are not trying to change it yet. You are simply becoming aware of the language you are speaking in that moment. You might notice, right now I am broadcasting the frequency of frustration. Or, okay, in this moment, I am speaking the language of peace. This regular practice of mindful self-awareness is the equivalent of a language student listening to recordings of their own voice to understand their current accent and pronunciation. You cannot improve your fluency until you are first aware of how you currently sound. As you become more aware of your emotional language, you will begin to see the direct correlation between your vibrational output and the replies you are getting from the universe in your daily life. Consider the story of two coworkers, both with the same goal of leading a major new project at their company. The first coworker, Sarah, operates from a dominant frequency of stress and anxiety. She worries constantly about the competition, she complains about her workload, and she fears that she is not good enough. Her vibrational language is one of struggle and lack. As a result, the universe responds in kind. Her computer crashes, key team members get sick, and her meetings are filled with conflict and misunderstanding. The second coworker, David, operates from a dominant frequency of calm confidence and enthusiasm. He focuses on the value he can bring to the project, he appreciates the skills of his team members, and he holds a quiet certainty that he is the right person for the job. His vibrational language is one of competence and ease. The universe responds to his frequency. He discovers a creative solution to a difficult problem, a key stakeholder offers their enthusiastic support, and his meetings are productive and harmonious. The external goal was the same, but their internal language, their vibrational frequency, created two vastly different realities and received two vastly different replies from the responsive universe. You have now learned the first and most fundamental lesson in this new language. The universe speaks in the language of vibration, and your emotions are your voice. You have begun the crucial practice of becoming aware of the messages you are sending at any given moment. But awareness is just the first step. How do you now learn to consciously and deliberately change your language? How do you move from simply speaking your default emotional language to formulating a clear, powerful, and effective request for the specific reality you wish to create? How do you set a specific, soul-aligned intention that the universe can act upon with clarity and precision? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. Setting Clear and Aligned Intentions. Imagine you have discovered a magic genie, a powerful and benevolent being of creation who has the ability to grant your every wish. The genie appears before you and says, "Your wish is my command, but you must provide me with a precise and detailed blueprint of what you desire. I cannot build from a vague idea." You are overjoyed, but when the moment comes to make your request, you hesitate. You say, "Well, I guess I want to be happy," or "just make me rich." The genie, with all its infinite power, would simply look at you with confusion. How much money is rich? What does happy look like for you specifically? Without a clear blueprint, the genie's power is rendered useless. This is a perfect analogy for setting intentions with the universe. The universe is this magic genie, a field of infinite potential, ready and willing to manifest any reality you choose. But it requires a clear, specific, and coherent blueprint to work from. The primary reason our conversations with the universe feel so unproductive is that our intentions, our blueprints, are often hopelessly vague, internally conflicted, or not truly our own. We send out a muddled, confusing request, and then we are disappointed when the results are equally muddled and confusing. The power of your ask is directly proportional to the clarity of your intention. The transformative solution is to become a master architect of intention. You must move beyond the realm of fuzzy, passive wishing and step into the role of a deliberate and focused designer. It is the process of taking your vague desires and crystallizing them into a clear, powerful, and soul-aligned statement of intent. A clear intention acts like a laser beam, gathering the scattered light of your desire and focusing it into a single potent point of creative power. It provides your own subconscious mind with a clear and unambiguous target to work toward, eliminating self-sabotage and procrastination. And just as importantly, it provides the responsive universe with a precise energetic blueprint that it can begin to manifest with ease and efficiency. When you master the art of setting clear and aligned intentions, you are no longer just a hopeful dreamer. You are a conscious creator, handing your divine partner a perfect set of plans and inviting them to begin the joyous work of construction. The first step in this architectural process is to ensure that the blueprint you are designing is for a house that your soul truly wants to live in. This is the crucial step of soul alignment. So many of our desires are not our own. They are shoulds that we have absorbed from our parents, our culture, and the media. We chase a certain career because we think it will make us look successful. We desire a certain lifestyle because we have seen it on social media. These non-aligned intentions carry very little creative power because they are not fueled by the authentic passion of our own spirit. To create a truly powerful intention, it must be aligned with your core, authentic self. The practice for this is the joy audit. Take out a journal and reflect on this question. When in my life have I felt the most alive, the most joyful, and the most authentically myself? Make a list of these moments and experiences. Look for a common theme. Perhaps you felt most alive when you were creating something, when you were in nature, when you were helping others, or when you were learning something new. These themes are clues to your soul's true desires. An intention that is aligned with these core themes of joy will be infinitely more powerful than one based on an external should. For example, a person who discovers their deepest joy comes from teaching might transform a vague intention for more money into a soul-aligned intention for a thriving coaching business where I am generously compensated for helping others grow. This new intention is now fueled with authentic passion. Once you have a soul-aligned desire, the second step is to build the blueprint with crystalline clarity. The universe responds to specificity. A vague intention is like a blurry out-of-focus photograph. A specific intention is a high-resolution, multi-sensory image. You must get crystal clear on the what of your desire. The practice for this is scripting the scene, which we have explored in other contexts. Here, you will use it to build your blueprint. In your journal, you will write a short, present-tense description of the moment your intention is fully realized. Engage all of your senses. Do not just write, I have a successful business. Describe it. I am sitting in my bright, beautiful home office. I can smell the fresh coffee brewing. I can hear the happy sound of a notification on my computer, signaling a new sale. I'm looking at my bank account online, and I feel a wave of deep, calm security as I see a balance that is more than enough to meet all my needs and desires with ease and grace. This practice of scripting your scene with sensory-rich detail does something powerful. It takes your desire out of the realm of abstract thought and makes it a tangible, experiential reality in your mind and in your body. You are providing the universe with not just an idea, but a fully realized experience to replicate. The third and final step in setting a powerful intention is to craft your official statement of intent. This is the act of taking your soul-aligned desire and your crystal-clear blueprint and condensing it into a single, powerful, and elegant statement. This statement will be your personal mantra, your guiding star, and the formal request you present to the universe. A powerful statement of intent has three key qualities. First, it is stated in the present tense, as if it is already true. This aligns your energy with the reality of having it now. Second, it is positive. It focuses on what you want to create, not what you want to get rid of. Third, it is infused with the core feeling you discovered during your soul alignment process. For example, let's take our aspiring coach. A weak intention would be, I hope I can get enough clients to quit my job. A powerful statement of intent would be, I am so grateful and joyful now that I am generously compensated for my unique gifts as I empower my ideal clients to transform their lives. Notice the difference. The second statement is present tense, positive, and infused with the core feelings of gratitude and joy. To formalize this, you will write your final statement of intent on a fresh page in your journal. This is your official blueprint. Read it aloud. Feel its power. This is the clear, coherent, and soul-aligned message that you are now ready to send to your co-creative partner. You now hold in your hands a clear, powerful, and soul-aligned intention, a perfect blueprint for the reality you wish to create. You have graduated from being a vague wisher to a master architect of your desires. But even the most perfect blueprint is useless if it is left on the drafting table. It must be formally and powerfully submitted to the builder. How do you now take this beautiful intention and present it to the universe? What is the sacred and practical art of asking in a way that ensures your message is not just sent, but is received with power and acted upon with speed? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3. Mastering the Art of Asking. Consider the profound difference between two kinds of requests a child might make. In the first scenario, a child, feeling a deep sense of unworthiness, timidly and apologetically approaches a parent and whispers, I'm sorry to bother you, but could I maybe have a small cookie if it's not too much trouble? The energy of this request is heavy with doubt and shame. In the second scenario, it is the morning of that same child's birthday. They wake up with a heart bursting with joyful, confident expectation. They run to their parents, not with a timid request, but with an exuberant and certain knowing that wonderful things are in store for them. Their entire being is an ask of pure, unadulterated joy and open receiving. When we make our requests to the universe, which of these two children are we embodying? For most of us, our ask is like the first child's. It is tinged with the noise of guilt, of unworthiness, and of a deep-seated fear that we are asking for too much. We approach the universe as timid supplicants, apologizing for our own desires. This low-frequency, apologetic energy contaminates our beautifully crafted intention. It is like sending a clear, high-resolution blueprint to a builder, but the email it is attached to is filled with phrases like, I'm not sure if you can really build this, and I probably don't deserve such a nice house anyway. This incongruent message confuses the creative process and broadcasts a profound lack of belief in our own right to receive. The transformative solution is to completely redefine your understanding of asking. You must learn to master the art of asking from the joyful, confident, and expectant energy of the birthday child. Asking in its highest form is not a needy or apologetic plea to a distant and judgmental deity. It is a powerful and confident act of co-creation with a loving and responsive partner. It is a joyful declaration of what you are now choosing to create and experience. When you can learn to ask from this place of worthiness, faith, and joyful expectation, your request is no longer just a blueprint. It becomes an energized, magnetic, and irresistible command to the creative forces of the universe. Mastering the art of asking is about aligning the energy of your request with the energy of your intention, ensuring that the message you send is one of pure, coherent, and confident creation. The first principle in this art is to understand that the feeling is the ask. The universe does not respond to the words of your intention as much as it responds to the vibrational energy that you infuse into those words. The most powerful and effective way to ask for something is to generate, within your own body, the precise feeling of already having it. The feeling is the prayer. The feeling is the true ask. Your primary work, therefore, is not to endlessly repeat the words of your intention, but to practice embodying the emotional state of your wish already fulfilled. The most direct path to this is through emotional visualization. During your daily quiet time, you will take your statement of intent, and you will not just read it, you will experience it. If your intention is to experience a life of financial freedom, you will not just think about having money. You will close your eyes and you will generate the actual, physiological feeling of financial freedom. What does that feel like in your body? Is it a feeling of deep relaxation in your shoulders? A sense of warm, expansive openness in your chest? A quiet, peaceful smile on your face? You will practice generating this feeling so vividly that your body believes it is happening right now. You are using your emotions to speak the universe's native language. You are asking not by wanting, but by being. This is the most direct and powerful form of communication you can have with the cosmos. The second principle is to formalize your request through a ritual of intention. While the feeling is the true ask, a physical ritual can serve as a powerful focusing agent for your energy and a clear demarcation point that signals the official sending of your request. A ritual is a way of telling your subconscious mind and the universe, this is important. I am serious about this. Pay attention. Your ritual does not need to be elaborate, but it should be personal and meaningful to you. You can create a small, beautiful space in your home, an altar of intention, with items that represent your desire, a candle, a crystal, a picture. Your daily practice would be to sit at this altar, light the candle, take a few deep breaths, read your statement of intent aloud, and then spend 5 minutes in the practice of emotional visualization, feeling your wish fulfilled. This consistent ritual builds a powerful energetic momentum. It is like making a deposit into your creative bank account every single day. The focused, ceremonial nature of the ritual elevates the act of asking from a fleeting thought into a sacred and deliberate act of creation, which gives it immense power. The third and ultimate principle in mastering the art of asking is the sacred art of release. This is often the most misunderstood and yet most crucial part of the process. After you have made your request with clear intention and powerful emotion, you must let it go. You must release it to the universe with complete and total trust. Clinging to your desire, obsessing over it, and constantly checking for results is an act of doubt, not of faith. It is the energetic equivalent of sending a letter and then frantically calling the post office every 5 minutes to ask if they have delivered it yet. This anxious, controlling energy creates resistance and can actually block the very delivery you are hoping for. A master of asking understands that after the ask has been made, their work is done, and it is now time to allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to do its work. A powerful practice for this is the symbolic release ritual. At the end of your daily ritual of intention, you will perform a small symbolic act of release. You might visualize placing your intention into a beautiful, glowing balloon and watching it float effortlessly up into the sky until it disappears from view. Or you might write your core intention on a bay leaf and safely burn it, watching the smoke carry your request to the heavens. As you perform this act, you will say a simple statement of trust, such as, I have asked with a clear and faithful heart. I now release this to the universe to be fulfilled in the perfect way and at the perfect time, and so it is. This act of release is the final, powerful note in the symphony of your asking. You have now learned how to communicate with the universe in its own language. You have crafted a clear and soul-aligned intention, a perfect blueprint for your desires. And you have learned how to master the sacred art of asking, sending your request out into the cosmos with power, feeling, and unwavering faith. Your message has been sent. The conversation has begun. How do you now develop the heightened sensitivity required to hear the reply? What are the subtle, beautiful, and often surprising ways that the responsive universe sends its signals and its answers, and how can you learn to recognize and correctly interpret them when they arrive? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. Recognizing and Interpreting Universal Signals. A master sailor, standing on the deck of their ship in the open ocean, is engaged in a constant and intimate conversation with the world around them. They do not just see the sky, they read the language of the clouds to predict the coming weather. They do not just feel the wind, they interpret its subtle shifts in direction and temperature to adjust their sails for optimal speed. They do not just see the water, they read the patterns of the waves and the color of the sea to understand the currents flowing beneath them. To the untrained eye, the ocean is a vast and random expanse. To the master sailor, it is a living, breathing entity that is constantly communicating, constantly sending signals. And because they understand this language, they can navigate with confidence and grace. In the same way, the responsive universe is in a constant state of communication with you. After you have sent out your clear and powerful ask, the universe will always begin to send you signals in reply. It will send you confirmations that your message has been heard, it will send you clues to guide your next step, and it will send you feedback to help you stay on course. The problem is that most of us are not trained sailors on this cosmic ocean. We are blind and deaf to this subtle and beautiful language. We send out our ask, and then we wait, impatiently scanning the horizon for the one big, obvious sign of land, the final manifestation. We are so fixated on the destination that we completely miss the helpful currents, the guiding stars, and the friendly winds that are trying to help us on our journey. This inability to recognize the universe's return signals is a primary reason why people lose faith, give up, and conclude that their conversation is a monologue, when in fact, a rich and detailed reply is unfolding all around them. The transformative solution is to become a skilled and sensitive interpreter of universal signals. You must train your perception to see beyond the surface level of events and to recognize the hidden layer of meaning and communication that is always present. This is the art of moving from a passive waiter to an active and engaged listener in your divine conversation. When you learn to recognize and interpret the universe's signals, your entire experience of life is elevated. You are no longer just hoping that your message was heard. You are receiving constant, real-time confirmation that it was. Every meaningful coincidence, every intuitive nudge, and every unexpected opportunity becomes a joyful affirmation that you are in sync with the cosmos and that your desire is on its way to you. This builds an unshakable foundation of trust and transforms the waiting period from a time of anxiety into an exciting and magical treasure hunt, where you are constantly discovering the beautiful and clever ways the universe is speaking directly to you. The first type of signal you must learn to recognize is the language of synchronicity. A synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence, a series of events so timely and so personally relevant that they feel as though they have been orchestrated by a higher intelligence. These are the universe's most common and playful ways of winking at you, of letting you know that you are on the right path and that your ask is in process. These signals can manifest in countless ways. You might be pondering a specific business decision, and you suddenly see the key word related to your decision on 3 separate occasions in a short span of time, on a billboard, in a song lyric, and in a newspaper headline. You might be feeling a sense of doubt, and you open a book to a random page that contains the exact words of encouragement you needed to hear. You might see repeating number patterns, like 111 or 777 on clocks or license plates, which often serve as a general signal of alignment and confirmation. The key to interpreting these signals is not to get lost in a complex system of meaning, but to pay attention to your own intuitive response. How did the synchronicity make you feel? Did it give you a jolt of excitement, a sense of peace, a feeling of being on the right track? That feeling is the message. To strengthen this skill, you can begin to keep a signal log in your journal. When a meaningful coincidence occurs, simply note it down. Over time, as you review your log, you will be astonished at the clear patterns of communication and guidance you have been receiving all along. The second type of signal is to learn to interpret people as messengers. The universe is an infinitely efficient system, and it very often delivers its messages and its opportunities through the people you interact with every day. A person who enters your life is rarely there by accident. They may be a messenger, a guidepost, or the very delivery agent of the opportunity you have been asking for. You must learn to listen, not just to what people are saying, but for the deeper message that the universe might be delivering through them. For instance, you have made an ask for greater creative inspiration. A few days later, you are in a coffee shop and you overhear a passionate conversation at the next table about a new art exhibit in town. This is a universal signal. The universe is using these strangers as messengers to guide you toward a source of inspiration. In another example, you have asked for the perfect business partner. Soon after, an old colleague reconnects with you out of the blue. Your practice is to remain open and curious in every interaction, asking yourself, what is the potential message or opportunity that is being presented to me through this person? Even a seemingly negative interaction can be a signal. A critical comment from someone might be a signal that highlights an area of your plan that needs strengthening, or it might be a test of your own conviction. By seeing every person as a potential messenger, your life becomes a rich and interactive field of guidance. The third and most advanced skill of a universal interpreter is decoding challenges as redirections. This requires the most faith, but it is also the most powerful. In our conversation with the universe, a no is often a redirection to an even better yes. A closed door is often a signal designed to protect us from a path that is not for our highest good. Most people experience a setback or a challenge and immediately interpret it as a sign of failure, as proof that their ask has been denied. The master interpreter, however, learns to see the potential gift in every challenge. The practice is to reframe every obstacle by asking, how is this situation protecting me, teaching me, or redirecting me to something even better? Let's say you have asked for your dream job, and you go through 5 rounds of interviews only to be rejected at the final stage. This feels like a devastating failure. But by asking, how is this redirecting me, you remain open. 2 months later, you land an even more incredible job at a different company, and you later find out that the first company went through a major, negative reorganization that would have made you miserable. The rejection was not a denial. It was a powerful act of divine protection and redirection. By learning to look for the gift in every challenge, you develop an unbreakable resilience and an unshakable trust that everything in your life, without exception, is unfolding for your ultimate benefit. You are no longer at the mercy of your circumstances. You are a wise navigator, reading the currents of life with skill and grace. You have now learned the beautiful and subtle art of listening. You have learned to speak the language of the universe, and you now know how to recognize its replies. You are engaged in a dynamic, two-way conversation with the cosmos. But what happens next? A signal once received and understood requires a response. An opportunity, once it appears, requires action. How do you now move from the passive state of interpreting the signals to the active state of working with them? How do you learn to act decisively on the opportunities you receive, thereby signaling your yes back to the universe and keeping the creative conversation moving forward? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. Acting Decisively on Opportunities Received. Imagine you are a surfer, sitting on your board in the ocean, waiting for the perfect wave. You have done all the preparatory work. You have studied the tides, you are in the perfect position, and you have a clear intention to catch a magnificent ride to the shore. You are in a state of alert, joyful readiness. Then you see it. On the horizon, the perfect wave begins to form. It is the exact size and shape you have been waiting for. It begins to roll toward you. Now comes the moment of truth. As the powerful wave reaches you and begins to lift your board, you have a split-second window in which to act. You must paddle hard, you must pop up to your feet with confidence, and you must commit to the ride. If you hesitate in that crucial moment, if you are paralyzed by a flicker of fear or self-doubt, the wave of opportunity will roll right under you and pass you by. The universe is constantly sending you these perfect waves, these opportunities that are a direct reply to the intentions you have set. You have learned to recognize them. But recognition is not enough. You must also have the courage and the decisiveness to act on them. This is the stage where so many people falter. The opportunity arrives. The signal is clear, but they hesitate. They are overcome by analysis paralysis, wanting to be 100% certain of the outcome before they take a risk. They are stopped by a sudden wave of fear or a feeling of, "I'm not ready," and so they miss their wave. The reply from the universe is received, but it is not acted upon, and the beautiful, creative conversation grinds to a halt. The transformative solution is to cultivate the powerful quality of inspired decisiveness. This is the ability to recognize a divinely sent opportunity and to act upon it with courage, with faith, and without unnecessary delay. It is about understanding that in your co-creative partnership with the universe's job is to present the opportunity, and your job is to say yes to it through your decisive action. This is how you signal your response back to the universe. Your decisive action is a powerful yes, a declaration that you have received the message, that you are grateful for the opportunity, and that you are ready to move to the next stage of the conversation. Inspired decisiveness is not reckless impulsivity. It is a beautiful dance between intuition and action. It is the art of trusting the initial signal, taking the first courageous step, and having faith that the rest of the path will be revealed as you move. When you learn to act decisively on the opportunities you receive, you become a powerful and effective partner with the universe, and the momentum of your creative journey begins to accelerate at an astonishing rate. The first principle of inspired decisiveness is learning to trust the initial impulse. The signals and opportunities from the universe often arrive first as a quick, quiet, intuitive nudge or a spontaneous impulse. It is a flash of inspiration, a sudden urge to do something, or a clear feeling of yes that you get about a particular path. This initial impulse is the purest form of guidance you can receive, as it arrives before your logical, analytical mind has a chance to step in and create doubt, fear, and a list of all the reasons why it might not work. The challenge is that our society has trained us to distrust these intuitive hits and to rely solely on logic and reason. To become a decisive actor, you must retrain yourself to honor and act upon this first pure signal. The practice is to shorten the gap between impulse and action. When you receive an intuitive nudge to take a positive action, you will give yourself a very short window, perhaps only 5 seconds, to act on it before your mind can talk you out of it. For example, you are at a networking event, and you feel a strong, intuitive pull to go and speak to a particular person across the room. The initial impulse is clear, but then the logical mind kicks in with its fears. What will I say? They look busy. I'll probably sound stupid. By practicing the 5-second rule, you will acknowledge the impulse, and you will physically start walking toward that person before the fear can take hold. This practice of trusting and immediately acting on your initial, inspired impulses is a powerful way to build your intuitive muscle and to ensure you are always responding in real time to the universe's guidance. The second principle is understanding the power of the first step. When the universe presents a large opportunity, it can often feel overwhelming, which can lead to paralysis. The key to overcoming this is to realize that you do not need to see the entire staircase. You only need to take the first step. Decisive action does not have to be a giant, life-altering leap. It is often just one small, simple, and courageous first step in the direction of the opportunity. This first step is a powerful signal to the universe. It is your declaration of commitment. And once you take that first step, the law of the universe dictates that the next step will then be revealed to you. For example, your great intention is to write a book. The universe replies by sending you a brilliant idea for the book's topic. The opportunity has been received, but the thought of writing an entire 300-page book is overwhelming, and it leads to inaction. The power of the first step means you break it down. Your only job today is to take the first decisive step, to open a new document and write the title. That is it. The next day, your first step is to write the first sentence. By taking these small, decisive, and non-intimidating first steps, you are building momentum. You are getting on the wave. Before you know it, those small steps will have compounded, and you will have a completed manuscript. Every great journey is accomplished not in a single leap, but one decisive first step at a time. The third principle is to overcome the fear of the wrong choice. One of the greatest causes of indecision and inaction is the paralyzing fear of making the wrong choice. We want to guarantee that the path we are choosing is the right one, and because no such guarantee exists, we choose no path at all. You must fundamentally reframe your understanding of decision-making. In a responsive universe that is always guiding you, there are no wrong choices. There are only different paths, different lessons, and different opportunities for course correction. A choice that leads you down a path that does not feel right is not a failure. It is simply a powerful piece of feedback from the universe, a clear signal that is guiding you toward a more aligned path. Decisive action, even if it leads to a lesson and a course correction, is always and infinitely more powerful than the stagnant, powerless paralysis of inaction. The practice here is to adopt a mindset of joyful experimentation. You will see your choices not as life or death final exams, but as a series of fun experiments. You will make a choice based on your best intuitive guidance. You will take action, and then you will observe the results with the curious, non-judgmental eye of a scientist. If the results are positive and feel expansive, you continue on that path. If the results are challenging and feel constrictive, you will say, "How interesting. I've learned something valuable," and you will joyfully and decisively choose a new experiment. This removes the pressure and fear from decision-making and transforms your life into a creative and exciting adventure. You are now a full and active participant in your conversation with the universe. You know how to speak the language, how to ask with power, how to interpret the replies, and now how to act decisively on the opportunities you receive. You are in the flow, in the dance of co-creation. But how do you ensure that this beautiful conversation does not just lead to a single one-time success? How do you take the momentum you have built and not only sustain it, but use it to create an ever-expanding spiral of abundance and joy in your life? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. Sustaining Momentum and Expanding Abundance. Consider the physics of a massive, heavy flywheel. To get it moving from a standstill requires a significant and focused initial effort. You have to push, and for a while it seems as though nothing is happening. But then, slowly, it begins to turn. With each subsequent push, it gets a little easier, and it begins to spin a little faster. Soon, you reach a magical tipping point. The flywheel is now spinning with such powerful, self-sustaining momentum that it requires only the lightest, most effortless touch to keep it going faster and faster. This is a perfect metaphor for the creation of abundance in your life. The initial work of learning the language, setting your intention, and taking your first decisive actions is the heavy initial push. You have now gotten your flywheel of abundance spinning. You have had a successful manifestation. You have received a clear reply from the universe. The great challenge that most people face at this point of victory is that they stop pushing. They celebrate their success, and then they relax and fall back into their old patterns of thought and action. They treat their success as a one-time event, a finish line, rather than the beginning of a new way of being. As a result, their beautiful spinning flywheel of momentum gradually slows down and eventually grinds to a halt, forcing them to start the entire difficult process of pushing from a standstill all over again. The transformative solution, the final and most joyful stage of your learning, is to understand that your conversation with the universe is not a single transaction, but a lifelong, ever-expanding relationship. Your goal is not to achieve a single success, but to create a self-sustaining, ever-accelerating flywheel of abundance. This is about taking the momentum you have generated from your initial success and using it to fuel the next, even greater cycle of creation. It is about learning the principles that not only sustain your momentum, but that actively and consciously expand it over time. When you master this final stage, you move from being someone who knows how to get a reply from the universe to someone who lives in a constant, joyful, an ever-expanding state of divine dialogue and co-creation. Abundance is no longer something you have to work to achieve. It becomes the natural and ever-present reality of your life. The first and most critical principle for sustaining your momentum is the gratitude feedback loop. Gratitude is the small, effortless, and joyful push that keeps your flywheel spinning faster and faster. When you receive a reply from the universe, when your desire manifests in the physical world, the most powerful thing you can do is to greet it with a wave of deep, genuine, and heartfelt gratitude. This gratitude is a powerful signal that you send back to the responsive universe. It is the energetic equivalent of saying, "Thank you, message received and deeply appreciated. I loved this experience. More of this, please." This grateful feedback loop is what initiates the next and often bigger cycle of asking and receiving. The universe, like any good conversational partner, loves to be acknowledged and appreciated. When you show your sincere appreciation for its gifts, it becomes eager to send you more. The practice for this is the celebration ritual. For every single success, every answered prayer, no matter how small, you must take a moment to consciously celebrate it with gratitude. This could be as simple as pausing for a minute to place your hand on your heart and feel the joy, or it could be as elaborate as treating yourself to a special dinner. This act of celebration anchors the success in your being and sends out the powerful magnetic signal of gratitude that keeps your flywheel of abundance spinning with ever-increasing speed. The second principle is to embrace the principle of natural expansion. It is the nature of all life in the universe to grow, to evolve, and to expand. A tree does not grow to a certain height and then simply stop. It continues to reach for the sun. In the same way, it is your nature to desire to grow and expand. Once a desire is manifested, it is completely natural and healthy to allow a new, expanded desire to be born from that place of fulfillment. This is not greed, it is the engine of evolution. The person who has successfully manifested a thriving small business will naturally begin to desire to expand that business's reach and impact. The person who has manifested a loving relationship will naturally desire for that love to deepen and grow. The practice here is to celebrate and reinvest. After you have fully celebrated your current success, you will consciously and joyfully set your next expanded intention. You are using the powerful, high-frequency energy of your current fulfillment to fuel the creation of your next chapter. This is not about striving from a place of not enough. It is about joyfully creating from a place of, what wonderful thing can I create next? This keeps your conversation with the universe dynamic, exciting, and always moving forward, ensuring your flywheel never loses its momentum. The third and ultimate principle for a life of ever-expanding abundance is to become a channel. The ultimate state of mastery in this divine conversation is to realize that the abundance you receive is not just for you. You are not a stagnant reservoir designed to hoard resources. You are a clear and open channel, designed for the universe's abundance to flow through you to bless the world. The more you allow this energy to flow through you, the more the universe will pour into you, as it seeks the clearest and most effective channels for its expression. The final practice is to integrate joyful giving into your life. As you receive your abundance, you will look for joyful and inspired ways to share it. This can be through giving your money to causes that inspire you, by giving your time to mentor someone, or by simply giving your kindness and positive energy to everyone you meet. This act of giving, when done from a place of fullness and joy, is the most powerful declaration of abundance you can make. It is the ultimate statement of trust. It is you telling the universe, "I know there is always more than enough, because I am a channel for your infinite supply." This transforms your life from a personal success story into a profound service to the world, and it is the key to creating a flywheel of abundance that will spin with magnificent, unstoppable power for the rest of your life. You have now completed your practical guide to getting a reply. You have journeyed from learning the fundamental language of the universe to becoming a lifelong, masterful conversational partner with the cosmos. You have learned how to set clear intentions, how to ask with power, how to recognize the subtle replies, how to act with decisiveness, and finally how to sustain and expand the beautiful momentum of your successes. You are no longer shouting into a void. You are engaged in the most beautiful, creative, and rewarding conversation you will ever have. The universe is not just responsive, it is your greatest collaborator, your most devoted partner, and your most loving friend. The only question that remains is, what beautiful things will you choose to talk about next? We have come to the end of our journey together, a practical guide to transforming your life from a monologue of wanting into a dynamic dialogue of co-creation. You have learned the fundamental language of the universe, how to set clear intentions, how to master the art of asking, and how to recognize the universe's replies. You have discovered the power of acting decisively on opportunities and the secret to sustaining and expanding your abundance in a joyful, ever-growing cycle. You now hold the keys to a life of empowered, conscious communication with a universe that is always and lovingly responding to you. May your conversations be beautiful, and may your replies be magnificent. Thank you for dedicating your precious time and energy to this guide. It has been an honor to facilitate this part of your conversation with the universe. If you have found value in these lessons, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the Success Attraction Formula channel to continue the dialogue. We would be thrilled to hear about the replies you're beginning to receive in the comments below.